Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is Q8 Pilot, your host for tonight's show. And today, folks, we are going to be taking a look at the brand new ATR 72-600 for Microsoft Flight Simulator. Now, I know that that YouTube is flooded with videos on this aircraft, and everyone is in the early stages of learning the aircraft. So I am no different. So you're going to have to excuse me for all the mistakes that I'm going to do today. But what I attempted to do is I haven't flown the aircraft, so this is my very first experience with the ATR. But what I've tried to do is take a look at the aircraft, familiarize myself with the panel, with the options that are available in the aircraft. And I've also looked over an excellent video from a real-world ATR pilot doing the FMC setup and the cold and dark setup, both from real airline pilots doing it on the actual aircraft. And I've tried to pick up what I can pick up in preparation for this stream to maximize the benefit. I promise you that I will be doing a lot of real-world procedures for this aircraft, similar to the Airbus series, of course, subject to the availability of information on the net. Very quickly on the ATR 72, it's a twin-engine turboprop aircraft. It was first introduced in 1988 by the French-Italian aircraft manufacturer ATR, or Avion de Transport Regional. It was designed to meet the needs of the regional airline industry. It's a very popular choice for short-haul flights between regional airports. The ATR is the ATR 72, which is the one we are taking a look at today, is the larger version of the 42, which I also, by the way, have for this sim, and it has seating capacity of about 78 passengers. It has a total length of 27 meters and a wingspan of 27.5 meters. The aircraft has a maximum operating speed of 511 kilometers per hour and a range of about 1,528 nautical miles. That's about 2,800 kilometers, by the way. One of the key features of the ATR 72 is its fuel efficiency. The aircraft is powered by two Pratt & Whitney Canada PW100 turboprop engines, which are known for their reliability and efficiency. This allows the ATR 72 to operate on shorter runways and to reach destinations they may not be accessible by larger jet-powered aircraft. In addition to the fuel efficiency of the ATR, it is also known for its comfort and reliability. The aircraft has a spacious cabin with high ceilings and large windows, which provides a comfortable and enjoyable experience for passengers. It is also equipped with advanced avionics and flight systems, which ensures safe and reliable operation in a variety of weather and terrain conditions. The ATR has become a very popular choice for regional airlines around the world to its versatility and cost effectiveness. It is commonly used for short-haul flights between regional airports as well as charter flights and cargo transport. Some of the major airlines today that operate the ATR 72 include Finnair, Air France, and FedEx. Overall, the ATR is a highly versatile and reliable aircraft that has become a staple of the regional airline industry. Its fuel efficiency, comfort, reliability make it a popular choice for airlines around the world, and it's likely to remain an important player in the industry for years to come. All right, so that's a little introduction, and welcome everyone to this live stream. Rand Cooley, Dougal McTavish, Dwayne Clark. We have also Carl Childers, Steph. Hello, Steph. Welcome, Scott. We have Simulation Flow, James. Welcome, guys. Very, very glad to see you, Dougal, coming regularly on the channel now. I hope you are well, my friend. And we have also Kjeld. Hello, Kjeld, IFR captain. Welcome aboard. And Sussy Zachary. Hello, my friend. All right, so here's what we're going to do, folks. Today, first, let us take a look at the visuals, okay? Now, by the way, guys, I'm going to tell you right off the bat right now. And I know a lot of haters have come and talked down on the plane, and this is not expert level and this and that, and I don't think it's realistic. For the price that you pay for this aircraft, the fidelity versus what you pay is amazing. And I've seen, again, like I said, I've consulted real world airline pilots, doing the setup of the aircraft, the FMC or the McDo, as well as the depth of system simulation is very good. I did spot one kind of visual error here on one of the, I believe this is one of the pitos, and this does not look right. It should be, so this here, this little guy should point in that direction, and I'm not sure why it's pointing in this direction. It seems like, I don't know. This is not right. But other than that, from the visual perspective, I think this aircraft is done quite well in terms of the visual elements. You can see here those beautiful props here with fine details on the aircraft fuselage. You can see here again, very high resolution. The text on the aircraft is done quite well. All the little things that you'd expect to see are their refueling ground connection. You can see the landing gear. Again, look at this. This looks fantastic. The visual representation of the aircraft is done very well in my view, and something for the price that you pay. By the way, I expected this aircraft to be a lot more expensive than it is, but it's not. And I think probably Microsoft's strategy is to make this aircraft available to as many folks as possible to really enjoy this really amazing aircraft. Again, look at the details here. I mean, some things are not as as good as others, so not everything is perfect. But overall, from the visual perspective, this looks absolutely phenomenal. Very, very nice exterior visual modeling of the aircraft with proper use of PBR materials. Again, very nice attention to details. Again, you can see here the nose gear. Look at the details, and you can see those are the kind of things I like. You see the color here of this wiring here, how it comes in different colors. I mean, that attention to detail is just commendable, really. All right, so that is the ATR from the outside. Let's hop into the cockpit. All right, now looking at the cockpit, I've looked at many real-world cockpit pictures. I've seen real-world videos of the aircraft, and I can tell you guys that this actually looks pretty good. And we have with us Zanberry from Florida. Hello, my friend. Welcome aboard. Antonio, welcome aboard. DE. Inska, hello. Those are feathered when sitting still. That is one of the biggest visual flaw. That is correct. You are absolutely right there. Ryan, hello, Ryan. Welcome aboard. It was $12.99 with the Premium Deluxe. Yep, that is correct. I think that's what I paid, by the way. So I think the colors may be just a little bit off, but by the way, this looks very much like the real ATR. So they really done a fantastic job modeling the aircraft, the visual elements of the 3D cockpit. This looks very much like the real aircraft. Everything, by the way, is simulated visually. Now the sounds, some sounds are missing, and some things don't operate exactly the way they do in real life, but those are very minor details, very, very minor. Overall, this is very, very good, very high fidelity. Is it expert level? Is it study level? I'm not an ATR pilot, so but I can tell you that the depth of system simulation on this aircraft is very, very good. In fact, I would say it's excellent based on what I've seen from the cold and dark cockpit setup of the real aircraft in real life. All right, so let's have a look around. Again, you can see here very nice, visuals in the cockpit. Not everything is clickable, so some things are in-op. The oxygen mask here is in-op, but you have one here that actually works. This panel again opens, and all the switches there are operable, as you can see here. All the switches here are operational. We'll take a look at the systems in a second. Let's go ahead and come back here and open the doors. How cool is that? Yeah, I mean, that's really, really cool. I like what they've done here. Again, you can see very nice. Again, you can close the door from either way, but let's keep it open. All right, now you can open the other door. It's got two doors, and this is the passenger cabin. I know a lot of you guys like to see passenger cabins. So it's got a fully modeled passenger cabin, and it looks pretty good, reasonable, not, the highest fidelity possible, but, it doesn't really bother me. I don't really care much for passenger cabins, but this actually looks pretty good. Again, considering the price of the aircraft and what they've done with it, I think is really very, very good. I am quite impressed, actually, with with how they've developed this aircraft and with the fidelity of the visual model as well as the depth of system simulation. All right, let's come here, and where's the door? Here's the door, and it's got two doors, which is kind of strange, but yeah, I guess that's how the ATR works. All right. Looking over here, it's got an electronic flight bag, which is somewhat useful. Again, this is not something that you can use to set, so this doesn't really work. From the performance page, you've got the required runway length. It calculates your V speeds for takeoff and landing. From the aircraft, you can set the aircraft state, so you can toggle from cold and dark external hotel mode, which is a new thing here, which basically allows you to start the engines without the props running. So the engines would actually start, and they would start producing electrical power, but without the blades actually running. You can hold those. So again, you've got your service door, ground cargo door, ground power unit. We're going to go ahead and connect the ground power unit. We're going to open the main door and put the tail prop. And again, from the maintenance, you've got the squib bottle, refill, oxygen, and brake temperature. Looks like, they did simulate the, hot temperature, brake temperatures, kind of similar like an Airbus. And by the way, a lot of things in this aircraft is reminiscent of Airbus. And if you look at the MCDU, there's a lot of the Airbus philosophy in this aircraft. Just because I very recently done the Airbus series, so I can relate a lot of things back to the Airbus. From the options menu, again, this is something I really like a lot, is the ability to very quickly toggle between European configuration versus the FAA or EASA and FAA, and you can set the temperatures and the weight units and all that good stuff. This is, again, something very nice. They tell you where the click spots are, which is very good. I like that. So you can click on the different squares inside your main displays, your PFDs and MFDs, and to get different functions, which is very useful while you're in flight. So that's there. And some of the things that are not immediately kind of apparent to the eye is the document door. And what I came to know is that because there is no windows, the windows on the ATR do not open. This is actually how the ground crew exchanges documents with the pilots in the cockpit, which is quite different from what we're accustomed to flying all these different aircraft. All right, let's take a quick look now. By the way, the beacon and nav should not be on, but we can see now we have the external power available. Very quickly on the external power, normally the only external power that you use is this one. This external power, according to the flow I've seen by the real ATR pilot, is not used. And I believe this is something for the AC Wild electrical power. This is used for maintenance engineers and not for the powering up the aircraft. We have Peter. Hello, Peter. Welcome aboard. Lewis Howard. Welcome aboard. Jolly Lawyer. Hello, my friend. Hi, Tech Hub. How are you doing, my friend? Welcome aboard, guys. Glad to have you here. All right. So this is this is basically what the aircraft looks like. We've covered the visuals, a little bit of history. Let's start with the cockpit preparation. All right, so this is the part that I've kind of studied, and I've studied the Mukdu a little bit so that I can, do it. But the rest of it, I have no clue. So you guys are going to help me out, I hope, and we'll fly this thing together today from Toulouse to Marseille in France. So before we actually begin with the cockpit preparation, let's take a quick look at our flight plan. Very simple flight plan today. We're going to be departing Toulouse in France, runway 32 right through the AMOL 6 Bravo departure. We are then going to be arriving into Marseille through the Fedger 1 Lima, runway 31 right. We're going to be performing an ILS approach. You can see our route here. The winds for our runways are the favored wind direction and speed, so we are good there. Let's begin with the cockpit preparation. First thing we're going to do, we're going to make sure all the circuit breakers are in, and by the way, they are visually modeled, but they are not functional on the ATR. And next, we're going to come down here to the pedestal area. We're going to make sure the parking brake is set. We're going to make sure the parking brake is set, the gust lock is on, and the power is in idle detent. The fuel levers is on fuel cutoff, and the flaps in the 0 position. Next, we are going to make sure the landing gear is in the down position, and we're going to move up here and check that the wipers are off. Again, some things are very similar to the Airbus in terms of the cockpit preparation and the safety check. All right, so we are done with the safety check. We can now start the battery. Let's look here at the overhead panel. Right, battery switch comes on. And now this is where some of the things that we see, now you're going to hear some sounds and you're going to start seeing, all right, so you'll see the MFDs starting and the left MCDU, again, powering up. We'll see the master caution. And this is just the aircraft initializing, performing the self-test. We have to wait for this to finish before we can start the external power. So we're just going to wait for this. Let's cancel the master caution. And then we're going to just wait for the test to complete. Gorlock, hello, my friend. Welcome aboard. Hotel mode is expensive to use. It probably is. JV, we've got nothing to lose flying such an ATR. Mika, hello, Mika. Welcome, my friend. Glad to have you here. All right. So now we have the aircraft systems initializing, and we can come up here. We can see that the emergency bus arrows are pointing up. Everything here looking good. We can now go ahead and start the external power, and this will bring electrical power to the aircraft. We're going to check the temperature, 18 Celsius. And now the first thing you do is you actually test the lights, and you make sure that all the lights are working on the overhead, on the glare shield, as well as the lower pedestal area. Everything looks good. We can turn off the lights. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to test now the flow is very similar to Airbus, not the Boeing. So in Airbus, normally the flow is bottom to top, left to right. So that's exactly what we're going to be doing. All right, let me bring this back here so you guys can follow along. All right, here we go. All right, so the first thing we're going to do is test the fuel. And to test the fuel, we're going to begin with the left pump. We're going to click the left pump, the right pump, and we're going to note the feed low pressure is extinguished. And then we're going to click on the X feed and make sure the left fuel pump is extinguished. Then we are going to click on the second pump and click on the X feed, and we're just going to leave this alone. Next, we're going to check the doors, cabin okay, service is okay, excellent. And the landing gear, 3 green, down, so that's good. And next, we're going to do the squib test. Checks okay, and the fold test, as well as the engine fire test. Now, we need to actually take a look down here. Unfortunately, we can't do that. So that's okay. So we are done with this part. We're going to move down here to the lights. We'll leave the beacon light for now. Nav lights are on, and that's the only light that we're going to turn on for the at the time being. The prop brake is we're going to start in hotel mode just to kind of show you guys how it's done. So we're going to before we turn it on, we need to start the hydraulic auxiliary pump. So we click that, and then we're going to come here and turn this on. Now it says prop brake is on. Next, we're going to make sure, again, the Airbus philosophy is that no whites, okay? So we're going to follow exactly the same Airbus policy here. DC Gen is, again, it's going to show fault, obviously, because we don't have DC current yet from the engines. And this is the main supply of electrical power in the ATR, which is direct current. It's going to feed the aircraft with the electrical power. All right, we're going to move up here. Everything here looks good. We're going to test the cockpit voice recorder, and doesn't seem to work. It should, the pointer should move, but it doesn't. All right, that's okay. Well, we're just going to leave that, and we're going to come down here, arm the emergency lights. We are already fueled and ready to go, so we're going to turn on the seat belt and no device on. The windshield heat is turned on, but we will leave the pitos until before taxi. So we're going to turn all of these, both these on. And we're going to leave, by the way, if you turn the external power here on this side, you will have electrical power to the hydraulics. So we'll leave it for now. And we're going to turn this on. We're going to turn the hydraulic power switches on. And then we're going to perform the test here. All right. And next, we're going to come down here to the right side of the overhead panel. We've already tested the lights, so there's no need to test them again. Temperature is good. The main oxygen supply is on. And now you need to test the oxygen. So we're going to come here and we're going to test the oxygen. All right, and the oxygen tests okay. And finally, we're going to come here and do the engine fire test, squib test for the right engine. Checks okay, and checks okay. Perfect. Now we're going to go to the lower pedestal area. And by the way, I'm just following exactly what I saw on the video. And by the way, I've linked both videos for you guys in the description of the stream. So there are 3 websites that are very useful, one of which is the actual ATR official website, where I have consulted the images, the cockpit, to see how well this aircraft's been modeled. And then there are two other videos. One is the FMC setup, or the FMS setup, and the second is the cold and dark cockpit preparation from real-world ATR pilots, if you are interested. All right, next we're going to go for the ATPCS test, which is basically engine failure test. And we're going to set this on arm. Actually, it's done on this engine first. So now you'll notice we have arm, and then we're going to set it here. And now you'll notice that we have engine 1 out, engine 1 flame out at takeoff, up trim, and auto feather. So that checks okay. And now we're going to do the same thing for engine number 2. Again, engine, you'll see it here, arm. And then we're going to go to, again, the same thing happens in case of engine 2 failure, then up trim on engine number 1, auto feather engine number 2. All right, perfect. All right, we're done with this. Now, you can also do the, the stab trim. So you need to open this and test this. And this is one of the things that actually in the real aircraft, it actually makes a sound. And you don't hear this sound here on the ATR. So I'm just going to leave those alone. Not going to mess around. You do also the nose rudder. And the trim for the wings as well. So all of that is done here. And finally, we're going to move to this area here and perform the final test. We're going to make sure the power management is set on takeoff, and we're going to check the anti-icing here. We're just going to press icing. All right, that works. And the APM is working okay. Excellent. And then finally, we're going to test the anti-skid and make sure that it's operational and everything is working per design intent. And now the cockpit, the safety preparation and cockpit preparation is complete. Excellent. Now, the next thing we're going to do is we are going to go to the FMS. And again, I'm going to follow what I saw the real world pilot do. And let's see if actually just looking at it, it looks very accurate. So let's take a look at what this ATR has got to offer us. Great, Simex. Hello, my friend. Welcome aboard. Thank you very much. Borga, how are you doing, my friend? Hi, I'd like to know your opinion about FS20 versus X-Plane 12. I believe Rand has a nice checklist here too. Thank you very much, Dougal. Appreciate it. All right, so we're going to go now to the FMS, or the Mach 2. And in real life, the first officer selects FMS 1, and the first officer selects FMS 2. All right, we're going to go to FMS 1. And the first thing, in the first flight of the day, you need to perform the following checks: data, initialization, position in it, and you need to check the dates and then nav data, units, and finally we do the and that would be only for the first flight of the day. So now we're going to check the data, make sure the performance data is the ATR 72, which is the model, and that everything here is current. And also you need to verify the conf data and nav data both indicate OK in green. Next, we're going to go to the init page. And from the init page, we want to make sure that the date is correct. You can set, by the way, the difference in hours. So this is the time in UTC, and you can add the difference in hours here depending on your airline instructions. You can add this here. All right, then next we're going to go to nav data. Again, this is done according to real world procedures and for only the first flight of the day. From nav data, we're just going to make sure that the nav data is current. Currently uses the Microsoft database, nav database. So I hope it matches our Navigraph data. And then we're going to go to the units. And from the units, again, you're going to check that everything is okay. And according to the real world pilot, they don't actually change anything here because this is automatically set up by the airline. And if changes are to be made to this, they are normally done by the engineers. So they would actually come and set everything up here for you. All right, we'll go back, and now we are done with the cockpit. The FMS. This procedure is called the FMS initialization. What we've just done. All right. All right. Now, from the one thing we did not do, I saved it for last, is the position in it. And the reason I stopped here is according to the real world pilot, in the latest version of the FMS device, version 1.2, which is now being the latest one being used by ATRs, you should not copy the GPS position and paste it here, because what this will do, it will actually override the position that the FMS automatically calculates to approximate the GPS position. And normally the FMS is very, very accurate in doing that. So it uses different sensors in different parts of the aircraft in order to get the actual aircraft position relative to the GPS device. So I'm really not sure. By the way, you can go here to the sensor. You have the sensors working. So what he said is that you should not put this number here. You should not copy this. And he said that this is one of what most pilots do, is that they copy this position and they enter it. So he said what you should do is do nothing, and the aircraft should initialize automatically. Now we can take a chance and wait to see if this is simulated, or we can simply select this and paste it. What do you guys think? Should we do the actual real-world procedure, or should we just copy the position? Sammy, hello, my friend. Welcome aboard. Sam A, how do any of you guys get an FMS crash along with a system crash when you try to put a waypoint after an airway in the FMS? I seem to get the problem. Any help would be appreciated. I think you're not alone. I think many have had the same issue. So I think you're not alone there. All right, so you guys want me to follow the real-world procedure, and that's what we shall do. So we're going to leave this alone. We're not going to do anything. He said, you know, the real-world pilot said you just do nothing. Okay? All right, so next, what we're going to do is we are... now, all of this stuff, by the way, that we've just done is for the first flight of the day. Now, for all flights, so no matter which number flight it is in the day, we're going to perform the following. The first thing you need to do, according to the real-world procedure, is go to the weight, okay? And in the weight, what we are going to do today is the following. I'm actually going to use the same data. By the way, just for you guys to know, I've set up the data in pounds, and let me just show you the SimBrief plan real quick. All right. Actually, I did not follow this. Let me show you the... I followed what the real... I took the data from the real-world pilot, and this is what the data looks like here. So we have about, in terms of fuel, 6172. It was 6200 about. So that's pretty close to what I do. So we're going to put everything in kilos. But just to, if you want to get an approximation, because everything in the load and balance in MSFS is in pounds, you can divide by 2.2, and that's a good approximation of how much it is in kilos. So the dry operating weight of the ATR is 14,000 kilos. And what we're going to do, we're going to assume that we have 30 passengers with 100 kilos each. They're pretty big passengers. So that's 3,000, and 3,000 plus 14,000, that's 17,000 kilos for the zero fuel. So that's 17,000 for the zero fuel. Flight on board today is 2,800 kilos. 2,800 kilos. We're going to enter that here. And that, by the way, this gives us about 4 hours of flight time. All right. And you can see that it automatically sets 23.6 and the takeoff trim to 1.5. Okay. So that's that. We're done with the weight. Next, we're going to go to the perf int, so performance initialization, which is here. And from here, we're going to set the cruise altitude for our flight. And we are going to do this from our SimBrief flight plan. So if we go to the raw plan, we'll see that the final cruise altitude today is 19,000 feet. So you can put 19,000. Here's flight level. It will automatically change this to FL flight level 190. And then we need to put the alternate. And all right, let's see here. Where do we have our alternate? Alternate is, okay, LFBO still, same. All right, let's scroll down here a bit. Destination. Those are our NOTAMs. Where is my alternate information? All right, let me go back up here. The alternate is, there is no, it's LFBO, which is the same departure airport. So there is no alternate. Okay. Well, that's fine then. Flight steps, yeah. There is no alternate airport. Still the same. Yep. All right. Well, that's fine. We're just going to put LF, where is it? LFBO, which is Toulouse. And we are going to enter, what do we put here? All right, 19,000 feet. We'll put, we'll put 8,000. We'll put 8,000. Right, that is set. Excellent. And now from the perf int, we're going to go to the flight plan inits. So we're going to go back and flight plan. Where do we go now? Flight plan? No. Yeah, flight plan initialization. Ah, there we go. Route. All right, so now we can do the route of the flight. And the first thing you need to do is to put the flight ID. And that is your flight number. Today I just put AFR 1000, so we're kind of like, Air France 1000. So AFR 1000. Okay, and we are going from LFBO to LFML, which is Marseille. And we stick that here. It takes a little bit of time to load everything, and now you have everything here ready. Excellent. So now we have the flight plan here, and if we click on the flight, this is, by the way, the secondary, and this is the primary. Let me go back to flight plan. Why is it going back to the secondary? Where is my flight plan? All right, in it. And flight plan in it. Route. We did not get the execute. And I have a suspicion the reason why is that we did not put the GPS position. Yeah, I think that is why. All right, let's go back to the init. Let's see here. Perf. No, not perf. Let's go back to the menu. And we're going to go to init. Position init. It looks like, guys, this is going to be required in order for us to get this to work. And now if we go to the init page, let's see if that works. Ah, it removed everything. All right, let's try this one more time. We are going from LFBO to LFML. You stick that here, wait a little bit, execute, and now it works. So it looks like that is something that doesn't work well with this aircraft. Or that this is actually the older version of the FMS. So this is not 1.2. The FMS 1.2 on the ATR, you should not enter the GPS position because it overrides. But it looks like this is not simulated in this Mach-2. Okay, so the rest is pretty simple. We're going to go to select the departure, and this works exactly like it does in the Airbus. We're going to select the departure runway, and the departure runway today is 3 to right. So this is the departure runway through the ML 6 Bravo, which is this one here. And we're going to insert temp and insert, execute that. All right, so now we have the flight plan until Amolo. From Amolo, we're going to fly direct to De Gaulle. So we're going to enter De Gaulle, De Gaulle, De Gaulle. All right, and from De Gaulle direct to Foxtrot Juliet Romeo. So that's FJR, beg your pardon, FJR. And then from FJR, it's going to be the arrival into Marseille. All right, so we're going to execute that. We're going to select Marseille. And at Marseille 31 right is the arrival runway. So this is RNAV. Wow, we only have RNAV. Should we do an RNAV? I'm not sure if the aircraft is capable of doing an RNAV. We do have the ILS 31. We do have it here, so it's on the other side. Okay, so the ILS 31 right is right here. So let's select that, and then it's going to be the Future 1 Lima. That's the one. Any transition? Let's see if there are any transitions. Here we have Lipso and Salin, Dolev and Gimco. There are no transitions here as far as I can see. Lipso, yeah, Lipso transition. All right, so Lipso transition is selected. And from the star, there's nothing else here. So, all right, so execute. And now we can go to the next. It looks like there is one discontinuity right here. So we're going to go ahead and clear that. And we're going to insert. So we'll execute. And now we have the flight plan. As you can see here, we have it. And by the way, if you, let me see here. Okay, if you click here. All right, so if you click, you can see you can zoom in and out. Now you can zoom back in. Now it goes somewhere else. We lost that page. Let me go back here and put it back on the ND. All right, here we go. All right, excellent. So we are done with the flight plan initialization. Now let's see if there is one thing that is modeled here. By the way, there are two modes in the flight plan page. Okay. The first mode is the mode here where it says the flight on board. So currently we have 2,200 and it showed in decreasing amounts, as you can see here. Or you can put the ETA speed and altitude. Now here it's going to show the ETA to that specific waypoint with the altitudes, and you can see also all the restrictions here. It looks like, by the way, we have a restriction above 20,000, but the flight level is 190. So that's a bit strange, but that's okay. All right, we'll just come here, and we are now good with the flight plan. The next thing, we're going to go to the progress page. Now, in the progress page, there is something called the PRAME, or PRAME. See this here. And if you click, let's see if this is actually, doesn't seem like this is simulated properly. In the real aircraft, there's actually something, it initializes the GPS system, but it doesn't seem like this is simulated. Looks very different for what I see on the real device. But suffice it to say that this is something, it doesn't seem like, it doesn't seem like it does anything. The page is there, however. Let's see if there is a next page. Hang on. The page is here, so what you do is you say, this is used for increasing the GPS accuracy. So the plan is selected, and it will only work after your weight and flight plan are available in the FMS. So you go to RNAV, Oceanic, 10 Oceanic. We can just say 10 Oceanic, and we're going to say start prediction. Ooh, this works. Yeah. Look at that, guys. I mean, this works exactly like the real unit. Now, I'm not sure if it actually does anything in terms of, connecting to the satellite in the sim, but the fact that they've simulated this is spot on. This is exactly how it is on the real unit in the ATR. So that is impressive. I'm quite impressed. And by the way, the same thing. You have the you can cancel prediction, and then it will just come and say it takes a little bit of time to set this, but we are now. And by the way, what the right thing is to enter the takeoff time. So we need to enter the takeoff time. I forgot to put it. That doesn't seem like it says takeoff time, and you need to enter it, I suppose, here. But anyway, well, it's okay. But I'm quite impressed that it's actually there. All right, perfect. The next thing we're going to do is, let's just wait for this. And the next thing we're going to do is the secondary flight plan. And I know it takes a little bit of time to set the ATR up. I'm trying to actually go a little bit slow so you guys can follow along and use this perhaps as a reference, at least for the cockpit preparation and the McDo setup. And we'll do the rest hopefully in upcoming streams. And perhaps I will do a series of tutorials for it. But I'm actually very impressed that they have this model. Even if it was just results okay, and all of the satellites are selected, that's very, very cool. I'm very happy with that. Yeah. All right. Excellent. Next thing is we're going to go to the secondary plan. Now, the secondary plan, to access the secondary plan, you click twice on the flight plan. And there are let me just go to new flight plan. We're going to copy the current, before we copy the plan, in real world, most airline pilots prefer to use the swap flight plan option. The reason being, it's easier to swap between the, from the active plan and the secondary plan. So they would enter, so we're going to say copy flight plan and execute to confirm. Then we're going to go to return. We're going to assume that maybe we are returning to maybe right here if there is a problem at mid-app. We're going to go to a new destination, which is LF. That's in case we're just returning back. So LFBO. And we're going to enter that here in the new destination. Why didn't put all right, maybe it's just all right, so now we have the arrival, and we're just going to select just any runway. That's okay. None for the and return. And now you have just in case of any problems, you would simply go to the center fix. So immediately after that waypoint, if there is a problem and we need to return back to the airport, we enter the basically the the secondary plan. If we swap it with the active, it would take us to the center fix, which is the final approach, and to runway 14 left, you're at Toulouse. Clicking again takes you back to your flight plan. All right, we're almost there, folks. Almost there. Now we're going to go to perf, and from perf, you can see here we're going to go to perf initialization. And here we're going to type, I think we lost, by the way, our cruise altitude because of, the initialization of the, all right, so let's put that. The alternate is still LFBO, and 8,000 feet is perfectly fine. So we're going to put that there. All right, and now if we return, and now you can see that we have our speeds automatically calculated for us. The transition altitude is, I'm not sure what it is in France. Let's find out. So if we come here and we go, the transition altitude is 5,000 feet. So 5,000 is set. And now we are pretty much good. Yeah. And by the way, one thing, all right, so this is still set to 500. And in the real life, in the real aircraft, if you set the altitude here, the cruise altitude in the FMS, it would automatically show here. So you can either do it here on the knob, or you can do it here, and it would reflect in the FMC. But it looks like this is something that was not done. So we are going to do it. That we don't need anymore. Let's make sure the altimeter is set. And now actually is a good time for us to come to the aircraft and remove the tail prop, close the door, and remove the wheel chocks as well. All right, the aircraft is fully loaded and we are ready to go. Excellent. And yeah, everything. By the way, you have the full checklists here. So now you can see this is tuned, by the way, here. You can see this is on the FM. And this is, by the way, for VOR and ILS, VOR ILS2 and FMS2. So if we wanted to put it on FMS2, we can. But we're going to leave this on FMS1, and we're going to set the altitude. Let me just, I think we can see it here. Okay, so let me do that. We're going to set the altitude to 19,000 feet. And this is pretty much all the setting that I've done of the aircraft up to this point. Those are the videos that I was able to see in the last couple of days from the date the aircraft was released until early this afternoon. So hopefully we'll be able to fly without incident. All right. Now, one thing worth noting is that this aircraft ships with the fully integrated checklist. So you can actually click either here to cycle through. So you have this little thing here you can go through, or you can just click here. Now you see how this goes to the next one, and now we can go to the normal checklist, and now we can click here to say that the electrical procedure is complete. So electronic procedure, CL database, version, refer to AFM limitations, all of that is good. Procedure is complete. And then we can go to hydraulic pumps are off. You know, all of that, all the checklists are available here to us. So let me just go back, previous page. I'm not very, let's see here. After touchdown, this is, looks like I've, all right, so we can go here from, all right, so, all right, so that's how you go back. All right, we don't want that. That's just really very confusing how to work these checklists. Can we do it here? No. Procedure complete. All right. So I'm not really very sure how this is done. But let me try to go couple of notches down. Let's see if we can do it this way. All right. So this is the cockpit preparation 1 and 2. And then this is emergency. No, we want normal procedures. So we click it. Nope, nope, nope. Go back. All right, let's see here. All right. So that's the cockpit preparation, which we have done. Why is it not checking it? All right. I'm not sure why. You know, it's I'm not very familiar with the checklist. Thanks. Another 2 questions. Does it have hotel mode? Yes, it does. And does it come with liveries? Yes, it does. It comes with very few liveries, by the way. Middle up is going up, middle down is going down, and the bottom you select it. All right, let's try this then. So bottom down, this is hydraulic power, and select that. Perfect. Hydraulic pump is off. be taxi on. All right, so that's not what we want. All right, fine. Procedures complete. And then we're going to come down here. Final cockpit preparation. All right, electronic procedure, CL, that is done. And procedures complete. And hydraulic green, low pressure, that's okay. Fine. That's okay, that's okay. Procedures complete. And final cockpit preparation, parking brake is engaged. The altimeters are set and checked. The landing elevation is checked. FMS comm nav is checked. Fuel quantity on board is checked. Fuel engine used. By the way, this is something you can come here and you can reset. By the way, if you click on the systems here, all the system pages are simulated. Let me just show you this real quick. See this here? Again, all the pages, just like in the real aircraft, they are all simulated. Very, very cool. This is not available. You've got the map here. You've got a video. You can see the cabin there. Performance, you've got everything here. You can, by the way, reset the fuel used. If you have icing conditions, then you need to select that. We're going to confirm the takeoff data. Engine temperatures here, we're going to leave this on auto. And then we can go to performance here. All right, so that is all set. Perfect. Back on the ND, we have, let's see. No, that's not what I wanted to do. Okay, let's see. So nav. No device seatbelt signs are on. The reset. All right, so we just reset the fuel. Memo panel check. Power management is set to takeoff, which is this little guy here. And now the procedure is complete. All right, before propeller rotation, so let's just set things up here. Now, a couple of things. We're going to put this on the flight plan. And we're going to leave this on the perf. All right, so now we can go to why doesn't it show the flight plan route? All right, it shows it in the flight plan format. Huh. All right, never mind. We'll leave that. Okay. Auto select. We have our V speeds here set. All right, before propeller rotation, let's go ahead and select that. And let's see, CDLS are on. Those guys are located here. And they are selected on. And so check that. FMS and takeoff data is confirmed. Trims 3-axis set. All right. Tail prop on board. The doors are all closed. I love how it automatically goes to the page for you to check. Seat belts are on. And we're going to turn on the beacon lights. On. Excellent. And that is checked. And the procedure is complete. And now we are ready to start the aircraft. All right. Perfect. Have we missed anything, guys, or are we good to go? All right. Here we go. And we are ready now for pushback and departure. Check the pitch trim. Igor, thank you. Pitch trim. All right, we have the pitch trim. Ah, I see. The sound is a bit funny. All right, pitch trim is set. Thank you very much for that. Appreciate it. Captain Ray, hello, my friend. Welcome aboard. Mario Del Toro, hello, my friend. Welcome aboard. And we have also Jospela, Josepla. I'm sorry if I mispronounced your name. All right. So we are ready to go now, and we are good for engine start. Now, starting the engine is actually pretty simple. And all we need to do is we're going to come here now, and we can, for the first flight of the day, we're going to set the engine start mode selector to start A and B. Okay, so we are going to go to start A and B right here, and obviously we are going to start in hotel mode. So this is going to stay on. Okay, and we are going to start the first engine. All right, so we're going to start engine number 2 first. By the way, where is the GPU? So the GPU, is it here or is it normally on the other side? I'm not sure. But let's go ahead and start with the engine number 2 first. So engine number 2. And we can see this is now starting. And at about 10% here, we can actually go ahead and put the fuel in feather, start in feather. Now, by the way, guys, in real life, you see this fuel SO is actually a pressable button, and it actually illuminates when you press it. So you actually press and move forward. And now we are good here. Let's take a look. Now, you'll see that you can hear the engines, but you can't see the props moving, and that's because we're starting in hotel mode. So let's cancel master caution. Engine 1 full bleed, and you can see the vibration again on the yokes. And we have a good start here, so we're gonna move this to, we're gonna move this to auto. I hope it didn't, looks like it's all right. Okay, and we're gonna go ahead and turn on the engine number 2. Engine number 1, start. That's FS Realistic doing its thing. All right, that's good. Oh. All right, here we go. Start in feather. All right, and we have a good start, and this goes to the auto position. Flaps 15 is set. All right, and we're gonna, let's see here, heading, everything here is good. Everything here, flight directors are on. Everything here is set correctly. All right, it's perfect. We're gonna remove the gust lock. And now if we come here, and we can now turn off the external power. All right, and that's, now you have all your hydraulics and everything is working as it should. We can turn on the window heat or the probe heat, and now we can remove this. And if you look out, look at that, now it starts. This one has died, looks like. All right, let's see why this engine has died. Let's start this one. Prop brake is still on. Why is that? Oh boy. Why is that the case? And it doesn't want to start. Very strange. All right. Let's kill this engine. Why is it on? All right, let's start engine number 2 again. All right, and this goes to auto. It won't move. Any ideas, guys? Press the auxiliary hydraulic button in the pedestal, wait for ready green, and then prop brake off. Okay. Let's see here. Nope. That doesn't work. Press the auxiliary hydraulic. CL2 must be on feather. What is CL2, Igor? So do we have to turn both engines off? Ah. Okay. Let's put this on feather. And let's see. So I'll put this back on off. Okay, it's unlinking them. And now we go for hydraulic auxiliary pump. Okay. And now off. Nope. Still not allowing us to do it. Auxiliary pump. Did you remove the wheel chocks in the EFB? Ah, I don't know. We didn't remove the ground power unit. Maybe that's the reason? Right, let's try this one more time. Ground control. It's just not doing good, guys. So what do we do here? Wait for ready on the switch. Right, so we turn this on here, we leave it like that. And now we click on hydraulic auxiliary pump. And now what do I do here? Low pitch, okay. Prop brake. Try gust lock on, and it should be on by now. Right, that's the gust lock. That's actually a good idea. Alright. Off. Now it says ready. Aha! Thank you, guys. See, what would I do without you guys? Alright, finally. Alright, perfect. So we have a good start on both engines, and let's do the before taxi checklist. The FWS recall. I have no clue where that is. Recall on the FMS. Alright, we'll just say that it's checked. Cockpit comm hatch is closed. CL1 and 2 to auto. Anti-icing as required. TRU on and checked. Anti-skid test is performed. Flaps 15. Nose wheel steering is on. Now this nose wheel steering is this guy here, and it is currently on. You can turn it off during towing, And we are good to go. All right, let's just release the parking brake now and head over to the runway. All right, there we go. Whew. I started actually sweating after this. But that was a good catch that we had to release the, we had the gust lock had to be on. So yeah, that's pretty good. Thank you guys, appreciate it. All right, let's go to the runway. And let's depart. Finally, time for us to depart. Took us a while, but we're okay. And the before taxi is complete. Steering the aircraft on the ground is very nice. And by the way, what I've struggled with just now was actually testimony to how they've simulated the hotel mode. Again, and it's very apparent that they've done it quite well. So that was all my, me not doing the right thing. And yeah, I haven't flown the aircraft. I haven't really done anything with it other than just looked at the visuals and studied a little. By the way, there is a standby compass here, which is this, but it's, I don't think we're gonna need it today. I'm not sure if it works either, but it's there. And there's one more thing.
Terrain awareness.
That is the GPWS. That's the last thing on the checklist that you need to do in the beginning, which we forgot to do. My bad.
Complete.
All right. So now, no. Let's see. All right. So come on. Right, let me not fiddle around too much with this now. Let's just bring the aircraft to the hold short point for runway 32 right, our departure runway for this evening. And we'll configure the aircraft for departure. Parking brake is set. Okay. All right, let's come down here and go back up. Previous choice. Well, we don't want that. Why is it not doing what it's supposed to do now? Right, previous choice. Previous choice. And previous choice. All right. Now we want the... It's going to take me a little while to get used to this. All right, normal procedures. Select. And now we want the before takeoff. Oh, come on. Why am I not doing these click spots properly? Okay. All right. So before taxi, before takeoff. All right. Takeoff briefing is completed. Gust lock is off. And that is done. Flight controls. Full up. Full down. Full left. Full right. Pedal. Full left. Full right, all checks okay. Transponder TCAS is all right. So how do we access the TCAS? Let's see here. Do we go to systems? All right, it must be on the nav. So if we go to ND, and let's see here, where is TCAS? TCAS, it's showing there. No, that's not what I wanted to do. No, no, no. And that's not right. How do we TCAS above? Transponder is on standby. So where is our standby? Where is the... Is it under miscellaneous? No? Hey, Duncan, how are you doing? Press service under FMS. Okay, service under FMS. Serve. Oh, you're a lifesaver. All right, there we go. Alt is on, and TCAS is good. Excellent. All right, and this is checked. Airflow is normal. Cabin crew advised. Engine bleed as required. External lights. Strobe lights, landing lights, taxi to takeoff. Wing lights are not required, and that is checked. Lateral FD bar is center, rotor cam is done, and the procedure is complete. Let's go ahead and set this on the after takeoff checklist. Yeah, let's go to after takeoff. There we go. We're going to select it, and we'll just leave it there. Okay. All right. Let's put this back on ND. And we are good to go. Parking brake released. Look at how beautiful this aircraft is. All right, I suppose that we need this white, we need the props there. So let's see here. Looks like that's the right place. What is this guy doing crossing the runway like that? V1, rotate. Wow, it rotates on its own. Right, that's the sound of the pitch trim. Positive rate, gears going up. Flies a bit strange, I must say. All right, now we are going to turn on the yaw damper, and we are going to come down here and select climb mode. Flaps can go up. We will come here and we will engage the autopilot and select nav. Now we are climbing. Yeah, auto rotate, huh? Yeah. All right. And here it's making the turn. There we go. That's better so we can see the flight plan. And the after takeoff checklist. If after takeoff 2 engines, if after takeoff 1 engine out, no, that's okay. We are good there. Landing gear is up, which it is. Flaps 0. Power management, climb check. Engine bleeds are on. Taxi and takeoff lights off. And altimeters are set and checked. Alright, bleeds. So do we need to do anything with the bleeds here? I think the bleeds are just on by default. You don't really need to do anything to turn them on. Yeah, everything looks good. And the procedure is complete. Alright, let me add a little bit more range here. There we go. Well, so far so good. I think just considering the only thing that we kind of struggled with today was the pending. Why has it been pending? We've already done these. Did we not? I thought we did. Ah, you have to click on complete in order for it to... okay. So it looks like this is in flight plan. There we go. That's much better. There we go. Excellent. Andreas Holmberg, how are you doing, my friend? It's a good, fun plane to fly, still missing some features that the real ATR has. One feature is when engaging VS mode on descent. You should get an arrow similar to Airbus. I see. Hector, hello Hector, welcome aboard, my friend. Glad to have you here. Lewis, how are you doing, my friend? Thank you very much, sir. And Jesse, how are you doing, my friend? Hector, how have you been, my friend? I already purchased it. Hope it's worth it. It is worth it, without a doubt. I'll tell you that it's worth it. We passed, by the way, 5,000. We should have set the altimeter to standard. So where is my ultimate barrow set? Right, push for standard. Standard barrow set. By the way, guys, for those of you who've seen other streamers do it, does this aircraft show the top of climb and top of descent, or do you have to kind of manually select it? So I know there is a 20 above, but yeah, it looks like 10 below. So it doesn't seem like there is a top of descent, top of climb here on the display, but if this is incorrect, let me know. All right, let's go ahead and turn off the landing lights, and the taxi lights are off. Beacon strobes and nav can stay on. Everything else is good. We are going to go ahead and release the passengers. And you know what, ladies and gentlemen, you can start using your mobile devices and enjoy. And here is a look at the aircraft from the external view, flying over beautiful France. It shows TOC and TOD captains. Squid, thank you very much, sir. It shows TOD if you set the cruise level in the FMC. Well, yeah, the cruise level is definitely set in the FMC, so that's the secondary plan. Why is it doing that? Did we change anything in the flight plan? Oops. Why is it all in yellow now? You are in pitch hold. Press IS or VNAV to climb. IS or VNAV. But what happened to my flight plan? Doesn't want to clear empty. We still have the plan there, but it is not doing what? Why is it everything in? Huh. What is going on? Hope to see you someday in... Press clear empty. It's not doing it. So this is clear empty, clear empty, clear empty. No, it's not doing it. Let's see. I'm not sure what's going on here. Very strange. Execute is under green light on the FMS. It's not working. Execute is not working. Clear temp is not working. Nothing is working. So that looks like a some sort of a bug, it looks like. Because I haven't touched the flight plan yet. It's just kind of changed everything to temp. And it doesn't want to do... Did we do any changes? I don't think we've done any changes. And it's flight plan, the route. Yeah, you can see here everything is looking very strange. Everything is in yellow. Huh. Yeah, I'm not sure what is the deal, and it doesn't look like it's following the FMS anymore. Let's see here. We hope that it's working right. I'm just going to leave it. I'm not going to fiddle around with it. And hopefully it will do what it's supposed to do. Yeah, it's still following the flight plan, but it's still showing in temp. Alright, where are we going? We're going to Amolo. Where is Amolo? Alright, we have De Gaulle. Alright, I'll tell you what, guys. Let's try to go direct to De Gaulle. Maybe that'll fix it. Alright, direct to. We're going to select De Gaulle. Insert. Execute. No, nothing. That looks like a bug, guys. Yeah. And my hunch is that it's not going to show us the... it's not going to show us the... it doesn't seem... It does, I'm not sure it's going to show us now the top of climb and top of descent, because everything here is in yellow. Doesn't want to clear empty, doesn't want to execute, doesn't want to do anything. So we're just going to put here and... Alright. So here's what I'm going to do. We're coming up to our cruise altitude. I'm not sure why the speed isn't increasing either. But let's come here and take a look at the flight summary. And if we look here, this is TOC, which is about right. And TOD should be right around Saline. So that's 10,000. Below 10,000, below 11,000, and below 10,000. So... there are a few restrictions there. Alright, looks like speed is going up now. But I'm not sure what's going on with the flight plan. Oh well. I tried a direct to Bill Barrett. Thank you very much for being here. Simulation Flow, how are you doing, my friend? Nothing is working, guys. Does it have a secondary flight plan? Maybe there is a hiccup. It could be. It could be that there is a hiccup, but if I click here on the second... This is the secondary flight plan, and oh, there is nothing there. That's perfectly okay. Yeah. Clear empty, nothing works. Alright, we are at our cruise altitude, and the aircraft is now accelerating. Everything is looking okay. We can do the landing page. Now, I'm not sure. This is the cruise. Let's see. This is the approach, and we can do the approach here. So let's just very quickly take a look here, and let's make this always on top. Transition altitude is going to be 5,000 feet. So let's go ahead and enter that. Right, 5,000 is set, and the QNH is going to be 1014, 1014, and the wind is going to be let's see, that's variable 2 knots. So what do we put? Ground is we'll just put zeros. See if that works. Yeah, it does work. All right. Not sure what's wrong here. See, I click execute, nothing happens. Clear empty, nothing happens. I tried to we tried a direct to de Gaulle, and still nothing works. So yeah. All right. Let's go to the VOR. Now, I'm not sure if it will pick up... Do you guys know if it will automatically pick up the ILS frequency for the runway? Again, that's something I don't know. So what I'm going to come here and do is we are going to take a note of the ILS frequency, which is 111.15. So let's see, 111.15. Why is it not doing it here? Alright, let me just come here. Alright. So how do we enter this? Do you have a keyboard? Can you do it with your keyboard, or use number pad under FMC? Ah, okay. So 11111. No, it's not doing it. Right, try it here. 111.15. And so do you hit enter or execute, or it's not doing it? 111. It's not doing anything. Whew. Yeah, it's definitely not doing anything here. The number pad below the FMC, above the parking brake. Ah, that one there. Oh, okay. All right, that makes sense. All right, let's try that one more time. 1, 1, 1, 1, 5. I'm kind of finding it very difficult to... All right, let's see if we can do this. All right, let's do this. Active is 1, 1. All right, 1, 1, 1, decimal, 1, 5. One decimal 1, 5, and escape. Go to RMS page. Okay, RMS page. VHF1 is 111 decimal 15. Format error. Why is that? Maybe 111 decimal 150 is what it's looking for. Nope. All right, let me try this. We're gonna say 111 decimal 15, and then still doesn't want to put it. Hit enter in the middle. All right, now you guys lost me. I am not sure which one I should do. All right, let's click here. This is the active frequency. All right, we're gonna return. And I'm gonna say 1151. All right, decimal 15. Enter. Ah, there we go. Thank you very much. Now it works. Okay, so I'm gonna set it on both. So we're gonna set it here as well. 111 decimal 15 and enter. Right, that's the active frequency, and we are good now. Oof. Does the wipers work? They do. All right, brilliant. That VHF not. Yeah, it's pretty tricky, but yeah, like I said, I haven't used the. Does the weather radar work? Doesn't look like it does. Ah, test works. But the weather doesn't seem to work, does it? Alright, we'll just leave it there on the weather page. But I don't think that we're going to get anything. I'm still not sure why, you know, we're getting the flight plan like that. Yeah, it doesn't seem to work. Well, that's okay. Alright, I can set the MDA. Alright, let's take a look at our runway. So we are arriving into runway 31 right. And if we go here and select the approach, 31 right is this one here. And we're doing the ILS. Right, so that's our departure arrival runway, and if we look here, we're doing an ILS, and that means that we're gonna need the, let's see, 352. All right, so 352, we're gonna set that. Five is fine. Come on. All right. All right, perfect. Actually, yeah. All right, perfect. Done. And dusted. Okay. So the only thing left, WX is working when it's raining or thunderstorm hours. Oh, I see. Train radar and send view drop FPS. Really? Wow. I don't know, by the way, I haven't tested the FPS, but I suppose that it's very friendly. We are getting about 95, 96 FPS now. So I suppose that it's, you know, it's pretty FPS friendly. Well, I'll tell you guys, I'm really very, very pleased that I have you guys with me and, you know, teaching me as much as I teach you. And I'm sure a lot of you guys have seen a lot of the streamers. I know a lot of them. I get notifications for the ones I subscribe to is Captain Canada, Flight Deck to Sim, V1 Simulation, the Sim Hanger. He doesn't stream, but I'm sure that you've seen their streams. And so... you know, you probably have, you know, a heads up on how the aircraft operates. All right, so now we're starting to see some restrictions there. And my, let me increase the range here a little bit. No, not that. Right, plan. All right, so that's what things look like here. And that's how we're going to come. That's, by the way, the missed approach path. But the flight plan is this here, coming this way. So what we're going to do momentarily is we're going to begin the top of... We're going to begin descending. And if we look at our charts, we can see that the initial approach altitude for Marseille, runway 31, is 2,000 feet. So... yeah, so 2,000 feet. Yep. Okay, perfect. We are actually pretty close now. And as soon as we start passing Foxtrot Juliet Romeo, we'll begin the descent. And I suppose we need to switch this to VILS-1 to intercept the localizer. So what we're going to do, folks, is we're going to start resetting the altitude now in preparation for arrival. And we're going to set this to, we'll set this to 2,000 feet. Easier that way. All right, 2,000 is now set. Perfect. Now let me come here and see if there is a descent checklist. All right, so let's do the descent check. Let's do the descent checklist. Let's see, after takeoff, that's the descent checklist. FWS recall. Landing elevations checked, FMS nav performance has been set, DAMDA set, arrival briefing is performed, and the checklist is complete. So, why is it? Let me go back up. All right, there we go. Okay, procedure completed. All right, so now we have the approach, and we should begin descending. So I'm just going to use vertical speed, and we're going to begin descending at, let's see, 1,000 feet per minute. And if we come here to the EFB and go to the performance, now we have the landing data, thrust reverse, yeah, reverse fine, it's wet, and the final speed. Is that, guys, the, so this is the takeoff. Is this the approach speed? VAP, okay, so VAP is VMHB equals VAP, which is 104, and VGA equals 117. I'm not sure what VGA stands for, but the way Asobo works, I assume we'll see an update for FTR next world update RSU, and that's not cool. Oh, that's perfectly okay, guys. That's all right. See, the thing is, we could have never imagined having an aircraft of this fidelity for this price. So I think we should be very thankful for whatever we're getting here. And we need to... Where is our speed? Reduce speed. So where's the speed button here? Is this the... There's no speed brake here, is there? Huh. Oh, okay, that's very go around. Okay, you just use the throttle. I see. Yeah, it's complaining about the speed. So let's reduce the speed. So I guess it doesn't work like, it's more like the Dash 8. Alright, I'm going to reduce the speed, increase the rate of descent. Or is it doing the opposite way? Where's VS? Alright, 1,300. Definitely, we should be below 11,000, so we're a little bit too high. So I'm going to start reducing our speed further to bring it back. You can see here the box here, and we want this to come on the middle line so that we are at the right altitude for the current sector. Just look at the beautiful scene here out in the external view as we approach Marseille. Lovely. You know, hopefully in our next flight I'll be able to avoid some of the issues, and I'll read more about the aircraft without a doubt, like I promised you guys. And you know, we'll do the real checklist like we did for the Airbus. Let's go to idle power and increase the rate of descent. I think we should be fine for as far as the altitude is concerned. Again, we need to be below 10,000. We're slightly above that. I wonder why we're getting this. Right, we'll decrease the range here a bit so we can see what's going on. Right, I think we are doing okay now in terms of the altitude. Transition altitude is 5,000 feet. All right, we can reduce the rate of descent now to about 1,300 feet per minute. I'm gonna watch our speed. We're 185 is not bad. Is a good speed to keep. Right, we're approaching 10,000 feet. We're gonna turn on the landing lights, and taxi takeoff lights are on as well. We're gonna fasten seatbelt, and no device is turned on. We're looking good. Scottish Rebels. In there, anyway, you can work up a date ARAC with the ATR. The MFS database is about a year out of date. When I flew this aircraft earlier, really hope someone mods its SimBrief integration. Scott, at this time, no. So we're going to have to live with the, unfortunately, with whatever it's got. Yeah, it doesn't really have the, it doesn't have it, so it's unfortunate. Yeah. By the way, guys, I highly recommend the link that I showed you in the stream description of the real-world ATR pilot doing the FMC prep and the cold and dark start and all that stuff. It's again, you get it from a real-world pilot, and he explains things very well. And I was just really impressed with the the amount of simulation that this aircraft has. Very, very good, really, in terms of for the price, considering everything that they've simulated and modeled. Guys, this redefines everything in terms of the price of payware add-ons for for flight simulation. And if you recall, not very long ago on one of my streams, I was basically not recommending an aircraft that is a payware aircraft that costs $60, and it's not half as good as what this aircraft looks like, or maybe the system simulation in that aircraft was good, but the price is outrageous for an aircraft that looks really, really bad, with a terrible design philosophy from the developers. And this one has got, beautiful EFB, all right, it's not very functional, but it's got one there, and, you can use it. It's got some things here that actually do work. I was kind of bummed out that, this doesn't work. And the only way that this actually works is through the default Asobo payload balance, thing. But overall, I think for the price you pay for this aircraft, it's phenomenal. It's very, very good, I have to say. Yeah, I think it is really a very well-developed aircraft. All right, we are at 6,800. We are looking good. And Marseille is somewhere around there. Yeah, Marseille is behind us now. And by the way, right here, let me zoom in here so you guys can see, this is part of the missed approach path. So we're going to come here and then head over there to that direction. I'd say for $20, this is the absolute must-have. Absolutely. Yeah, they need to fix things, and I hope that they will with time. But value for the buck, gee, nothing comes close. Yeah, it's very reasonably priced. All right, we're approaching 5,000. We are going to set the altimeter, and this is, I think, like the Airbus. You need to move it. So 1014 is now set, and it's a good time to do the, let's see here, the normal procedure. And we're going to go and select the approach checklist. Seatbelts are on. Landing lights on. Altimeters are set and checked. Cabin altitudes checked, and the procedure is complete. Why does it keep saying that it's pending when it's not? All right. So now it's done. And now we can go. Oh, come on. All right. Normal procedure. And we are going to select before landing checklist is next. All right, here's the turn. We can reduce the rate of descent now. We'll go to about 800 feet per minute. And we are at Lipso, or Lipsaw, I don't know. Jeff L., how are you doing, my friend? Welcome aboard. Thing is, where do I go for communication from the developer, or do I just wait for the wait in the dark for an update someday? There is a, I think Simulation Flow has answered there. There's a forum to for the official support for MSFS. You can go there. I'm sure that you will find their Discord to be very useful as well. So that's another place where you can go for help if that's what you choose to do. So there you have multiple options to go and... Gio Alberto, thank you very much for your subscription to the channel, my friend. Yeah, by the way, guys, I am brushing up on my Embraer knowledge, and specifically on the Tektron FMS, and I will be streaming the Flight Sim Studios Embraer this coming Saturday, so stay tuned for that. And of course, we're going to be doing more of the ATR as I get, I get more comfortable with it. But I just really wanted to show you guys what I've learned thus far, which is up to the FMS setup, and pretty much everything else. I think you guys flown the aircraft for me today, so thank you very much, guys, for that. Appreciate it. All right. We are now approaching our... We go here and zoom out a little bit. Right, we should continue in a straight line now here. All right, let me zoom out. Zoom out, there we go. So that's the turn. If we zoom in here, I'm just gonna be weary of the speed. All right, so if we look here now, this is the runway, and this is the center fix. Let me just do one more thing. Let me come here and decrease this. All right. So you can see here we need to be above 4,000 and below. The speed is below 200, which the FMC is respecting right now. So we are doing okay there. The restrictions are strange now. All right, used to be to... Yeah, I think I probably didn't pay much attention to the restrictions. But anyway, we have the ILS frequency set, the before landing checklist Cabin crew advised. The landing, yeah, that's not. We're not there yet. All right, so we'll just wait a little while. Just look at the beautiful waters here as we approach Marseille. By the way, I've seen already a lot of liveries for the ATR already available on the flightsim.to. There's a click spot on the screen to zoom the map. Yeah, I think there's a lot of them. So, oops, what did I do? Let me go to ND. If you go here, it will tell you click spots. So format here, and this is format, system, map, range. There you go. So if you go here and click, that would be the range. There you go. That's the click spot there. So always very, very useful. I love the fact that they've included this because you can always use it to change things. And yeah, you can here change the format. What did they say here? So this is the range, this is the format. It's not doing good here. All right, well, never mind. We're just going to focus on our flight. We are almost there now at our destination. By the way, those mountains, are we going to clear them? Looks like it. Overall, I really like this aircraft. I think it's very well developed. And yeah, like everything else on release, it's got some issues. But the amount of simulation, the depth of system simulation is actually very commendable, I would say, for this price. I'm quite impressed. And again, after interrogating the official ATR website and looking at a couple of videos of real-world ATR pilots configuring the aircraft, looking at the aircraft systems, I think they have done really a commendable job. So kudos to whoever worked on this aircraft. I think they've done a really, really good job. Really good job. All right, we're almost there, folks. Marseille is not too far. I remember Marseille, there is their soccer club team have visited Kuwait many, many years ago. I was then, you know, I think I was a teenager then, and they played a friendly with the national team in Kuwait. It was a fun match to go and watch. I think they ended up in a 0-0 draw, and then they played another game and they won, like they beat us like 5-1. So yeah. All right. So we are getting close, without a doubt. We did not respect the restrictions there, but we're fine. And this is just beautiful. France is a very beautiful country. Bobby Roots, hello my friend, welcome aboard. Glad to have you here. Noah Miller, hello my friend, welcome aboard. Go to settings and click spot help at the bottom. Thank you very much for the tip, guys, appreciate it. Stiff Games, hello my friend, welcome aboard. All right, so at this point, what we can do, as soon as we pass Madra, what we're going to do, we're going to use heading select. Or actually, we could leave it. We could leave it. We have a restriction 3,000 and 2,000 before we arrive into the center fix for the runway 31 right at Marseille. And wow, this looks really nice. Look at that. All right, here's the turn. Beautiful. And the airport is somewhere over there now, I think. Yeah, should be somewhere over there. Right, still looking good, and the ILS frequency has, now we can see it, we are 10.9 nautical miles from the runway. That's the runway here. This is the center fix, so we're almost there. And we'll switch to the VLS ILS frequency shortly and activate the approach. Sounds a very aggressive landing. I mean, we felt it in the plane. Yeah. The wing on the ATR always looks so small. Yeah, it does look small. But, you know, it's kind of like the, you know, it reminds me a lot of the Dash 8, the Q400. Looks a lot like the Dash 8. All right, we are still maintaining 2,000 and approaching Marseille from the east. All right, that's the runway there. And we are gonna go to ILS, approach. Landing gears coming down. And we can come here to flight plan, performance. It's already active. Okay, perfect. All right. We are good. Set flaps. Speed is too high. Right on the glide slope and the localizer. Plane is doing its thing. Alright, it'll just help us reduce the speed a little more. Right, we're looking good. Excellent. Flaps are full, landing lights are down, cabin advised, landing gears down, flaps are checked, power management to takeoff. Alright, takeoff. And alright, so the autopilot is off my aircraft.
500. Approaching minimum. Minimum.
A little bit of crosswind there.
200. 100. 50. 40. 30. 20. 10.
And ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Marseille. Ooh. That was not bad, you know, 94, that was not bad. All right, we're going to just come to the cargo terminal here at Marseille. Yeah, it was really cool. A little bit too abrupt on final, and I probably should have, you know, after Madra, I believe we should have gone to heading select and kind of did things manually. But the approach, I actually, this is the very first time I fly this aircraft, and it's the very first time I fly into Marseille. So I was a little bit taken off by the, you know, the approach is actually not a straightforward approach. And right after the turn, you know, there is the elevation, and then it's just a steep descent into the airport, which makes it a bit challenging. But nonetheless, it was fun. I really enjoyed it. Yeah, it was really good. Thank you, Simulation Flow. Thank you very much, my friend. Appreciate it. All right, 6-2 November. Let's go there. By the way, very popular aircraft for cargo, the ATR. So we're just going to come here to the DHL terminal here and bring the aircraft to a complete stop. Oh, you know what, guys? We forgot to record the landing for the replay. She flies like a queen. All right, there we go. Parking brake is set. And we can now kill the... Put those down. And we can come here to the external power. Let me close this. And let's come to the maintenance aircraft ground power unit. And let's see here. There we go. Master caution. External power is available. And we are done. And let's see here. Main door. And cargo door. Open the service door as well, so they can come and service the aircraft in preparation for the next flight. And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. The ATR 72-600 for Microsoft Flight Simulator. I thought this was, you know, I thought that this was really an enjoyable stream, and I do want to thank you guys very, very much for helping me learn. Definitely, I learned a lot from you guys today. It was fun flying the aircraft with you guys, definitely. a new experience for me flying with with everyone here on chat. So thank you very much, guys, for all your help. My final thoughts on the ATR for Microsoft Flight Simulator is that, considering the price point of the aircraft, this is an absolute must-have for anyone who is a flight sim enthusiast. First of all, this is the only high-quality ATR available today for flight simulation. The depth of system simulation is done to a very reasonable degree. It's probably not everything is simulated in the aircraft, but it's not far off from like the any builds, for example. In terms of the depth of system simulation, everything is simulated. The major systems are properly simulated. The fuel system, the hydraulics, the electrical system. Yeah, there are a few glitches here and there, but for flight sim enthusiasts in general, I think this aircraft offers, I would say, a very immersive experience. And it's definitely an aircraft that I will be revisiting again. I'll be very interested. I love prop engine aircraft, twin props. And this is definitely going to be an aircraft that I will revisit. I will try as much as possible to bring to you guys real-world procedures in my next episode. And hopefully, the next flight, I will do everything in accordance with the real-world procedures. This time, the time, unfortunately, was not sufficient for me to study the aircraft to the point of showing everything in accordance with real-world procedures, but I hope that you found it useful and insightful, at least up to the McDo preparation. I want to thank you again for being here. Until next time, please take care of yourselves and each other, and I will see you all very soon. Thanks for tuning in, folks. Stay safe, and bye-bye for now.